We are back at it again. What is up, family? I hope all is well. Today, we're going to talk about meditation and how we can truly boost your athletic performance. Now, in this video, you're going to learn why meditation is truly great for your game. You know, whether you are a competitive athlete, you play competitive sports, whether it's recreational sports, or whether you are just a fitness enthusiast. You're going to learn why it is just as important, if not more important, to train the mind just as much as you train the body. And so stay tuned. I'm really excited for this one. Now, if you're new to this channel and you're looking for more ways to get support in creating the life of your dreams, discovering your greatness, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and click the bell to be notified once I post a new video every single week. Now, this topic is super important to me because I played sports. I played football all my life, and I truly wish I knew why meditation was so important at an earlier age. I know it could truly have helped me out in my career exponentially, and it wasn't until I got towards the end of my career to where I started really listening and hearing about this topic and seeing some of the most athletic successful athletes in the world, be it Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, Tom Brady. You know, I learned later on that all these athletes have had meditation practices that truly helped them in their careers to be at the level that they ended up being in terms of Hall of Fame athletes. And you know, let's go ahead and get into these steps of why it's so important and how meditation can boost athletic performance. The first thing to understand is that meditation limits the effect of distractions, externally or internally. So whether, you know, you're playing sports or you're in the gym or you're in the middle of some athletic movement or competition, there's distractions everywhere. You know, whether it be the crowd, whether it be your competition, whether it be just the opposite sex walking by in the gym, you know, whether it be cars on the road when you're jogging, there's distractions everywhere that can truly take you out of the zone and limit your athletic performance. And what meditation is able to do, because you're training your attention, you're training your awareness, it allows you to not necessarily be affected from the distractions. You know, in my career, I had to play against the Patriots all the time. And that's the team that, I mean, obviously they win all the time. And one of the things their offense does all the time and is really good at is just getting you off focus, just distracting you and getting you to a point where you are at a disadvantage. And they're really good at it, and they execute really well. And, you know, there's basketball plays and scenarios that are meant to just distract you, and this happens through all sports. And like I said, distractions are everywhere, so it's super important when we meditate to train ourselves to just be focused and not to be affected by the distractions that can take us off. And there's also internal distractions like to-do lists and worries and relationships. They're very difficult to get across if you're not able to understand how to maintain that focus. And so meditation is super important for limiting the effect of distractions. The next reason why meditation is super important for athletic performance, meditation helps to improve resiliency, that bounce back time when things go wrong or when things don't quite happen how we plan. You know, you mess up on a play, you don't get that rep that you wanted to in the gym. You know, you don't run as far as you intended to run. And, you know, if you're like me, you're hard on yourself. And this was an area I truly struggled with, was resiliency. Because like I said, I have this perfectionist mindset and I was super hard on myself. And you could probably relate to it as well, where if you mess up and you make a bad play, if you're in sports, or you do something wrong, you could tend to hone in on that. But what meditation does is it teaches you to get super comfortable with the present moment, the right now. So no matter if you did the worst play ever the play before this, no matter if you kicked the ball out of bounds in soccer, no matter if you got a foul and messed up your team's, ability to win. Being able to focus in on the present moment and get yourself out of the past allows you to be fully present for what's happening right in front of you. When you're fully present, you're able to be at optimal levels. An important thing to understand is that wherever our attention goes, our energy flows. So if our attention is in the past or our attention is in the future, our energy is in the past and the future, and we don't have it here present in the moment, so we're shorthanded. And so if you can imagine going up one-on-one against somebody and you're still in the past and they're fully present here, they have an advantage over you. And so being able to improve that resiliency and shake it off and play the next play the next down is super, super important. It'll help you in your athletic performance be much, much, much more effective and much better. The third thing, it helps you to speed up recovery. There's a lot of different research that shows how mindfulness and meditation can help with recovery. And the main reason for this is because of what it does to our brain waves. If you've looked at my other videos, you've heard me talk about brain waves and how meditation helps you get from that beta brainwave state, which is a more stressful, more anxious kind of state, to that alpha state, which is more of our subconscious, which is more relaxing. You're more receptive to new information. And ultimately, the important thing to understand from that is that beta state is a stressful state to be in, especially that high beta state is stressful. And when stress equals fight or flight, so that response that we get when we're, when our body is getting itself ready to fight or ready to run away, it has to recruit so much different aspects of ourselves in order to prepare ourselves. So like our blood leaves our center and goes to our outer extremity so that we can truly get running. Our muscles, they get moving. Our blood, our heart rate speeds up. All these things happen, and it's not conducive to healing. And when you're injured, your body's already trying to get itself going again. But when you add on top of that stress, when you add on top of that, fear, it makes it that much more difficult to get your body back going. But with meditation and you practicing it gets you to that alpha state and even deeper into that theta state. Your body is relaxed and is able to use all of those same resources it would have used to fight in order to now heal and do everything it can to get you back to your optimal state. Our bodies are so incredible in that sense that where it wants it to be optimal. And we're the ones who usually get in the way of that. In athletics, whenever you're doing something athletic, there's a risk of injury. So we can improve our ability to respond to those injuries by practicing meditation, practicing our ability to go from that beta to that alpha state by just taking some deep breaths and just relaxing. It feels good too, And for me, I got in a lot of injuries in my career. That's why I ended up stopped playing, because of big injury. And so this is definitely something I wish I knew back then. And then the final thing, and one of the most important things that meditation does for athletic performance, is it helps you get in the zone, that flow state where everything just slows down. You hear people like Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant talk about when they get into that flow state, and then everything just slows down and everything feels effortless, and start to recognize everything that's going on in the court at once. And all of a sudden the rim looks that much bigger, and they make the clutch shot. It teaches you to be fully in the present moment. And if you can imagine this with me, when all of our attention is on the external world, and specifically when we're living in a stressful state most of our lives, and we have narrow focus, and we're going from sensation to sensation to sensation. If you can imagine being in a sporting environment, being like that, it can be a little bit more difficult to get in the zone. But with meditation, when you put your attention more on your internal world and you take it away from all those external that external focus, it allows eventually for your external world to be a bit more cohesive. That's the best way to describe it. So you kind of see the big picture all at once rather than being zoned in, narrow focus. Your focus becomes more broad. Back to that fight or flight. That narrow focus is important when you're stressing, you're in that fight or flight, because you have to see where the danger is coming from. But that broad focus, you wouldn't be in a broad focus if a tiger was running at you. You'd be focusing on that tiger and focusing on the exit. But being in that meditative state and learning how to play in stressful environments through the meditative state, you're able to get to that broad focus, and now you start to see everything happening at once, and you're able to see the perfect play. You're able to see exactly what you need to do to make it happen, and time slows down. It feels like it slows down. So meditation makes this a lot easier to access, and we can do that by just simply taking some deep breaths a couple times a day, closing our eyes and getting focused on our breath and training our awareness. And so, family, with that being said, if you still need some more support with meditation, what I want you to do is download this free guide that I've created that you can find in the link in the description below, and it's called Finding Your Zen, and it'll help you start to cultivate that self-love practice, that self-awareness practice, and get to a point in the meditation, like we already talked about, is super important for your athletic performance. And also, if you are an athlete and looking to heighten your mindset, you can check out the link in the description below to go to mindbodysports.org, and you will find some coaching services that may be of value to you as you prepare for your athletic performance on your sports team. And with all of that being said, thank you all for listening. If this video resonated with you, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and share with others who you love who may need to hear this as well. Here are some other videos that you can check out if you are looking to discover your greatness and create the life of your dreams. Go ahead and check these out, and I will talk to y'all soon. God bless. Peace.